Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangam Langayate Girim Yatrupatamam Vande Shri Guru Andinataranam Paramananda Madhavam Sri Chaitanyeshwaram Hare Krishna Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Namaste Sarasdeve Gauravani Pachar Niruseshinali Paschathistar. Can everyone see the screen?
Hare Krishna.
Yes, Prabhuji, Hare Krishna.
Dandot Pranam, Shripad. Hope everyone is doing well, and we'll read the verse. You can unmute and repeat. Yasmin Sarvani Bhutani.
Yasmin sarvani bhutani
Naiva Bodvijanataha.
atmaiva
Atma-vedvudvajanata
bhutyanatha
Tatra ko mohaka soka.
tatra ko moha shoka
Tatra ko mohas. Tatra ko mohaka soka.
tatra ko moha shoka
Ekatvam anupasyataha.
ekatvam anupashyataha.
One who always sees all living entities as spiritual sparks, in quality with one, in quality one with the Lord, becomes a true knower of things. What then can be illusion or anxiety for him? Hare Krishna. So, this verse, Yasmin Sarvani Bhutani, Yasmin Sarvani Bhutani, Atmaiva Bodhijanata, Tatrako Mohakasoka, Ekatva Anupasyata. Very interesting. Actually, there may be many organizations, so many organizations, but majority of course, some people, they are misunderstood. It's the position of the living entity. What is the position of the living entity? This word ekatva anupasyata. Their quality one with the Lord. What is quality one with the Lord? That's what we'll see. I have a question for everyone. Let us see. How is absolute truth represented? What are the three words?
Satchit Ananda.
I know. No. Absolute truth is
Brahman Paramatma Bhagavan.
that's it. That is absolute truth. Absolute truth is represented as Brahman, Paramatma, and Bhagavan. So some people, what they meditate on. So they want to become one with Brahman, and they think that is the, so that is the perfection of life. But in Brahman feature, there is only Sat feature. Eternity feature is there, Brahman feature. The Chit feature, so Jnanis, they try to, people who speculate, they try to attain that they want to merge in Brahman, and they think that is perfection. What is the problem with merging in Brahman? Anybody?
They have to fall down because of inactiveness.
Okay.
They
Perfect.
cannot serve the Krishna.
There is no service. Perfect. They cannot serve Bhagavan, Krishna. Very nice. 2 points. Only these 2 points. Any other point? Fantastic, actually. Very nice.
They cannot go to Goloka.
Okay. That's because they're in Brahman. Yes. But if you do sadhana in Brahman, you can go to eventually, you can attain Parma Bhagavan relation also. So example is 4 Kumaras and Sukadeva Goswami. Anybody else? Anything else?
There's
What is
no
the,
relationship.
what is that?
There's no loving relationship.
There is no loving relationship. Yes. There is no service basically. There is no loving relationship. You think you are God. But that is not the position of living entity. Krishna says in Gita, Mamaivam, we are part and parcel of Krishna. Mamaivam su jiva loke jiva bhuta sanatana. Very eternally, the words sanatana is there. We are eternally fragmental portions of Krishna. We are part and parcel of Krishna. Krishna is the supreme whole. We saw in the first invocation and first verse of Isopanisad. God is perfect and complete. So one cannot become either you are God, you are not. Why? Krishna is perfect and complete. And all the emanations, the living entities, jivas, they are also perfect and complete, but they are unlimited. But they are tiny. Because they are tiny, sometimes they are overcome by the power of Maya. Sometimes Maya, uh, Maya captures them, especially, when we want to enjoy independence of Krishna. Ichha dvesha samuttena dvandva mohena bharata. That the moment we desire to enjoy independent of Krishna, and when we realize it's not possible, we develop envy towards Krishna. Immediately we are captured by Maya. So because we are tiny in position, living entity doesn't have the power to not fight against. We can fight against, no problem. We don't have the power to conquer Maya without Krishna's mercy. So that's Krishna. Yes, we are one with Krishna. How we are one with Krishna? Satchitananda. Krishna is eternal, knowledge and blissful. Krishna's body is, eternity, bliss and knowledge. So we are, because we are emanations of Krishna, but naturally we are also Satchitananda. We are also eternal. We are knowledgeable and blissful. But because we are tiny, so because we are tiny, being free from Krishna's protection, we are vulnerable to the attack of Maya and we are conquered by Maya. That's the problem. So we are qualitatively one. This is very, very important. Isopanisad is very clear. On this philosophical conclusions. So then what is this ekatvam anupasyata? Ekatvam anupasyata means our Krishna's interest and our interest same. Simple example. I don't know how people conclude. Hanuman is in servitorship, dasyaras. Ramayana happened. I always ask this question. Ramayana happened. Those people who think they are God and they are the Brahman have only one question. Are you more advanced than Hanuman? They say naturally not. Definitely not. So Brahman happened so many years, tens and thousands of years, millions of years. But Hanuman is still one with Ram or separate from Ram? They say separate. Then why Hanuman has not become one with Ram and lost his, why he has not lost his identity? Wow, we never thought like that. Good. Hanuman is still Hanuman, Krishna, Ram is Ram. And we don't see anybody more advanced than gopis in the entire Vedic culture. So 5,000 years ago, we can see Krishna was present on the planet and with gopis also. Gopis were there too. So gopis have become one with Krishna after 5,000 years and lost their existence, individual identity. Anyone?
No, Prabhuji.
No. So gopis are gopis, Krishna is Krishna. But what is that oneness? Interest. So, the fire and spark, Krishna, if we think we are like a tiny water drop, Krishna is like a ocean. A jiva can never become God. You cannot float ships in the tiny water drop. But the water drop is H2O. Krishna as an ocean is also H2O. And this is example. If you take this example of water drop and ocean, I mean, we are trying to compare Jiva with Krishna. You consider Krishna as ocean, and water drop is also H2O. Ocean is also H2O. But you cannot put ships in the water drop. But ocean, and there's another problem, the water drop evaporates because because of its tiny position in quantity. But ocean, it doesn't dry up at all. But ocean gives the shelter to so many whales, sharks, ships. So likewise, Krishna, Maya is in control of Krishna. Maya, Dharatya, Maya Dekshana Prakriti, Suyate Sacharacharam, Yetana Kamantaya, Jagat Viparivartate. Arjuna, this Maya works under my control, works under my direction. So, and without my mercy, the another verse I said, we cannot conquer Maya. So, Maya is in Krishna's control, we are in Maya's control. How can we become one with Krishna? How can we become God? We cannot. Simple. So, when we are qualitatively one, why not quantitatively one? That is the next question. Can you see this screen? But why not quantitatively one also? The answer is we are only part and parcels. We are tiny, Krishna is unlimited. How many qualities maximum Jiva can possess? Jiva can have
80%.
80%. How many qualities? But number
50
650.
qualities.
50 qualities. That's it. Actually, because of the bad karma, Jiva, we cannot even possess 50, all the 50 qualities. Only one who does it is Brahma. Brahma has all the qualities, 50 qualities present. I mean, not today, is Shivaratri, yesterday for us, of course. Sorry. How many qualities Lord Shiva, how many qualities Lord Shiva does have?
54.
55.
55 or 54? 55. How many qualities Narayan has? 60. How many qualities Krishna has? 64.
64.
So, definitely qualitatively we are different. We cannot acquire by constitutional position. We cannot acquire the extra qualities that Jiva cannot possess. Hare Krishna. For example, Krishna's body, or Vishnu Tattva, universes emanate from his body. I have not seen anybody generating any universes from the body. Did you see anybody great mystic yogi also? Did you see universes generating from his body? No. So many universes. I have a very accomplished mystic yogi, with his intense sadhana, maybe he can create one planet. But that too not from his body. And the very important thing is perfection of oneness. Platform of real sensanya. Because we are tiny, we belong to God. We belong to God, So jivas are unlimited. I mean, India now, so many ants anywhere. Or you go to any lake in America, every lake has unlimited living entities, or unlimited so much bacteria. One time we were actually, renovating, we were trying to do something with the garden. If you just go 1 centimeter below the earth, there are so many earthworms, they're living very comfortably there. Wow. So Krishna, Eko Bahunam Yo Vidadhanati Kama, is the one person who is actually maintaining all of us, is providing food for everyone. Though we are rebellious, we have abandoned Krishna. Krishna is taking care of our needs. Even the worst people in this world, they would also get breakfast, lunch, and dinner. At least they get food. So why we are not, even Devatas, they cannot even surpass Krishna. Even Brahma and Shiva also, they cannot imagine what Krishna does in one moment. When Krishna blinks his eyes, Devatas also cannot even imagine what things will happen. The Ananta Sesh, who is uh, who is the bed of Krishna, who is expansion of Krishna, who is holding the this universe on his head. Anantasesh has been, it is said Anantasesh can count every grain of sand, that is every grain particle of sand on the planet, but he cannot, he cannot, he has not counted the glories of Krishna. Hare Krishna. When Krishna blinks his eyes, so many things happens in so many worlds at the same time. Yeah, there are unlimited worlds, there are an unlimited number of planets, and every planet has unlimited living entities. When Krishna blinks, so many things happen in so many lives. Even if Anantasesh with his in all these hoods start glorifying, still, since the beginning of creation, he has not completely enumerated the glories. He has not fully glorified Krishna's qualities and Krishna's pastimes. So, when Anantasesh cannot do it, when great demigods like Lord Shiva and Brahma cannot understand and count the Krishna's glories, who are we? So that's why rather than becoming one with Brahman, rather than merging into Brahman, what we should do? Rather than trying for Sat feature and merge in Brahman, we should, rather than trying to understand Sat and Chit feature, by trying to become Ashtanga Yogi, one should aim for Satchitananda feature that is available only with Bhagavan, which is Krishna or Vishnu Tattva. And go back to Godhead and stay there permanently. Prabhupada says metal world is not a place for a gentleman or gentlewoman to live. So what is the problem with becoming one with Brahman? As all of you said, there is no service, there is no loving relationships. You're alone there. Though of course there are living entities, no doubt, other living entities, but there is no loving relationships. And because that is not your constitutional position, ye anye arvindaksh vimuktamanena Tvayashtabhavad Avishuddha Buddhaya Aruhya Gurichena Param Padantata Patantyado Nadrita Smadangriya. Bhagavatam Brahma says this verse. even by the dint of austerity, tapasya. Some people may be elevated to the platform of Brahman, and they think they are very pure, but I'm sorry, their knowledge is very impure. Avishuddha buddhaya. Even because they don't have faith on your lotus feet, even though they rose to the position of Brahman, they will fall down because they have not developed taste for serving your lotus feet. Even after attaining that much position, patanti adonadrita, so they'll fall down. Why? Yusmatangriya. They don't have faith on your lotus feet. Angri means feet. Correct. So what we have to do? We are tiny. Krishna is unlimited energies, and Krishna is one person running the show, taking care of everyone. So what should we do? We are only cooperators. Like children obedient to to parents, we should also obediently serve Krishna. So it is said, when you are in conditioned state, you are in your Mahamaya, material energy. When you are liberated state, you will be under Yogamaya, spiritual energy. Excuse me. But we can never become God. What is the result of achieving this oneness? Prabhupada is a person. Prabhupada is a perfect, is a liberated. This is the devotee, eternal liberated personality. Prabhupada desire and Krishna's desire is same. So whatever Prabhupada said happened. Prabhupada was in Russia and he said, he pointed his finger and said, there will be a temple here. The temple is there. Prabhupada came to Mumbai and pointing in the direction of the temple in, Chapati, he said, there will be a temple here. Temple was there, Hare Krishna. So, how? Because Prabhupada desire and Krishna's desire is one. To bring all the living entities to the lotus feet of Krishna and express, save them from the cycle of birth and death. That is also Krishna's desire. Because Prabhupada is very pure, with no ulterior motives. Prabhupada desires and Krishna's desire is one. That is what's called oneness. Ekatvam anupasyata. Prahlad says this. Father, you are trying to, expose me to all this suffering, through these persecutions. Father, I don't have any control. I cannot stop but love Krishna continuously, non-stop. Wow. Prahlad is a good example for, somebody is always Krishna conscious. That's why Krishna, always protected him. What is the result of achieving this oneness? If you understand, Krishna is unlimited, taking care of everyone, like a supreme fire, and we are only tiny sparks. But oneness means his desires and our desires. We just serve him completely, being surrendered to him. Satisfies, executing his will, Krishna's will in this world. That is what's called oneness. Excuse me. So, what are the qualities of surrender? Anybody? Surrender to Krishna, surrender to Krishna. What does it mean by surrender? Huh? Who will tell the qualities of surrender?
See everywhere Krishna, everywhere in everything.
See everywhere and everything Krishna. Prabhuji, Bhaktivinoda Thakur mentions the 6 qualities of surrender. That's what I'm asking.
Doing things which are favorable for Krishna and rejecting which are unfavorable for Krishna, Prabhuji. Thinking Krishna is my only maintainer and protector, and giving up pride.
Finish it. Or you said good. 2 more.
Accepting the Lord as the maintainer.
She didn't say that. She said that. Anukulyasya sankalpa, whatever is favorable for bhakti, you do it. Pratikulyasya varjanam, you reject whatever is not favorable for bhakti. Whatever is favorable for bhakti, devotional service, accept it. You do it. And whatever is not favorable, reject it. Attending Mangalarti, chanting our rounds, do it. Gossip and criticizing others is against bhakti. Reject it. So accepting anukulyasya sankalpa pratikulyasya varjanam. Accept whatever is favorable and do it. Reject the unfavorable things for bhakti. Devotional service. Rakshadishati vishwaso. Krishna will definitely protect me. Krishna is my protector. Goptrutve varnam tadha. Krishna is my maintainer. Not my 401k, not my intelligence, but who is maintaining me? Krishna. So understanding this, Atmanikshepa Karpanya, you should serve Krishna body, mind and words. And what is the last one? Karpanya. With humility. Humility. Of course, humility is opposite to pride. So who will repeat all these 6 qualities? Can somebody repeat? Again?
अनुकूलस्य संकल्पः प्रतिकूलस्य वर्जनम्. You said rakshasya sati vishwasa. See, I remember, Prabhuji. That's all.
I want somebody to tell either English or Sanskrit. Both are fine. English is fine.
Yes, accepting what is favorable for devotion, rejecting what is unfavorable. Faith of Lord with full protect, accepting the Lord as like a one maintainer, full surrender and humility. It's done to 6.
I think one is missing.
Serving Krishna with body, mind and words.
Serving body, mind and words, serving Krishna. And one more is there. Humility.
Humility.
Means humble. Humbly serve Krishna. Very nice. So then what happens when you follow strictly? Sir, ma'am, you are in this world, but you are liberated. Strictly you should do it. I'm talking to myself, of course. Then what happens when you are fully surrendered to Krishna? No material miseries. Everything you'll accept it. There's Krishna's grace. And then where is the misery? And what is that result of achieving oneness? Freedom from illusion and lamentation. Ayoyo, I didn't get it. They got it. We are free from illusion. Moha. Tatrako moha kassoka. Ekatmana pasyata. So when you have this quality, you become free from all the material desires. Then naturally you are free from all the material miseries also. Hare Krishna. So then what happens? You become free from illusion. What is it illusion? I am the doer, I am the controller. Uddhava Gita, Krishna tells, Uddhava, what is that thing? It will stay till last minute. False ego. Because of the false ego, we think we are this body. When we think we are this body, I know the subjects connected to the body, we think they are ours. We own them. We control them. We have affection and, those people who are connected to us, we have affection. Those who are actually acting against our so-called interests, we hate them. In that way, we are caught in the cycle of birth and death. We are caught in the illusion of hate and desire. But when you understand, Krishna is the doer, Krishna is the maintainer, not my intelligence. I mean, it's not easy, it's very easy to say, of course, I can understand. But at least we are learning first time. Then we should try to apply. It may take a long time, no doubt. But at least we have to begin with, right? You have to start somewhere. You have to start somewhere. You have to begin with somewhere. So that's what. So when you have this, or for example, if you use your intelligence and you fully surrender to Krishna tomorrow, then no miseries. Haribol. No lamentation. No illusion. Then what happens? You are free from cycle of birth and death. Prabhupada, that video is there. Prabhupada, you are very fallen, how many births it will take? Prabhupada says, 1 minute. Hare Krishna. 1 minute. You don't understand, you don't read Bhagavad Gita. Anta sarapabhibhyo mokshishyami mascha. I mean, it is not easy to surrender to Krishna in 1 minute, but if we can do it, Krishna can take everything can remove everything in 1 minute, of course. Hare Krishna. You're all listening?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Then what is the, so if we surrender to Krishna, and if we achieve that oneness with Krishna, understanding the philosophy, and we surrender to Krishna and no material desires other than just serving Krishna in this world, serving his will and order in this world, executing this will and order in this. When we do that, we become naturally free from illusion and lamentation. We become free from birth and death. That's why one should endure for this. But if, of course, as long as the mind is very strong, it is not easy. But we need to do our spiritual practice sincerely, sadhana. But what if you reject other Krishna as supreme controller? And what if we reject? No, I'll be on my own, If we reject, then what happens? Godless civilizations sponsored by mundane politicians. Right before our eyes, we can see whatever is happening. We don't need to go any far. And then what happens? Full of anxieties. Therefore, any movement we may be crushed. Recently, 3-4 weeks ago, a month ago, actually, I was traveling. And I saw this war, the missiles are going and, uh, and destroying all the buildings. Both the parties are losing. So much of suffering, so many deaths. Why? No, because everyone is violating the laws of God nowadays. And the material laws are very stringent. The laws of material nature are very stringent. As soon as you're good commandments, we may become a dog, we may become a cat, we may become a beast or bird or reptile. What do you think? You all agree? So, better to become a Brahmabhuta, Atmabhuta, means realize we are a spirit soul. Realize we are part and parcel of Krishna by doing sadhana, spiritual practices. Understand Krishna is nirguna, means there is no duality. In the spiritual platform, there is no duality. And there is no competition in the spiritual platform because the resources are unlimited. That's why we lead our life in fear, competition. Envy. Because we don't understand Krishna's plan. There is no scarcity in Krishna's world. Or scarcity with Krishna. But sometimes to teach us lessons, Krishna does not immediately give actually. Sometimes Krishna gives it to neighbors or other devotees. He said, wow, pain here. That is the problem. As long as we preserve all these impurities in our heart, preserve and protect. Listening, right?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Pampa Pranam. I have a question, Prabhuji. A while ago, we talked about how when we begin our devotional service, even if we don't purify ourselves and qualify ourselves to go back to Godhead, then we can take a better birth after this. So is it possible that the devotee would be degraded to an animal birth after being a devotee for some years?
Nice question. 2.40 says no. But there may be exceptions. Bharat Maharaj became a deer. So usually, this is an exception, not a rule. Usually, no. Once we become a devotee, whatever I said is for non-devotees. Devotees don't degrade to other species, especially animal kingdom. So that's why, whatever bhakti you do next lifetime, you'll take birth in a rich family or devotee family for sure. And you'll continue from where you left off. Okay?
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you. But as an exception, Bharat Maharaj actually became a deer. Bhaktivinoda Thakur writes, if there is no bhakti, there is no devotional service. If you give a position of Brahma, but there is no devotional service, what is the... I don't want that position as Brahma. If there is no bhakti in the heart, I don't need that position. Even if you give me, I don't want it. But if you make me an insect, but in a home where there is a lot of devotion, I'm fine to become, to take birth as an insect. Because there is so much bhakti in that home, there are so many remnants. I can eat those remnants and then maintain myself. That is Bhaktivinoda Thakur's prayer, hope you understood. 8 words. Anyone has any question? Otherwise, we'll go to the 8th verse.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Ah.
So the question little more about oneness. I wanted to understand, like you said, Srila Prabhupada desire and Krishna's desire are same. So there is a like oneness and liberated soul. So, and then for us, it is like a surrendering to Krishna. So having a desire, I mean, what is oneness? Can you a little bit explain more on that? Or I'm not getting clear picture, I think, might be.
Explain on oneness?
Yes.
Amma, oneness means when you are fully purified, you will be able to understand Krishna's desires. You will become instrument of Krishna and you'll spread his teachings and you'll try to you'll try to establish Krishna's order in this world. Now, which is, of course, simple thing is, you'll try to spread his teachings and, also try to do Krishna's work of bringing more people to Krishna consciousness. That's the simplest answer. Because that's what Krishna wants. Krishna wants his children to come back. Someone has to do it, right? So when you're fully purified, you understand, let me bring my brothers and sisters to the lotus feet of Krishna. I am liberated now. I want others to come. Okay?
Okay, Prabhuji. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Any other question, comment? Otherwise, we'll go to the next verse. Sapar, can unmute. Saparyaga chukramakar Saparyaga chukramakayam avaranam.
Saparyaga chukram akayam avranam.
Saparyaga chukramakayam avaranam.
Saparyaga chukram akayam avranam.
Asnaviram suddham papa vidham.
Asnaviram suddham papa vidham.
Kavir manasi paribhu swayambhur.
Kavir manasi
Swayambhur.
Yata datyadordhan vyadadat shashvatibhya samabhyaha. Hare Krishna. So what is the meaning? Such a person must factually know the greatest fall, the personality of Godhead, who is unembodied, omniscient, beyond reproach, without veins, pure and uncontaminated, the self-sufficient philosopher, who has been fulfilling everyone's desire since time immemorial. So now in this verse number 8, the qualities that Uttamadhikari knows, the qualities of the Lord as is known by Uttamadhikari is mentioned in verse number 8. Very wonderful qualities. Can somebody read on that screen the first,
I can read, Prabhuji.
Yeah. Please read.
Transcendental form. Omnipotent. Appears as Archa Vigraha. Mercifully supplies to the living entity the object of desires. Greatest of all. Self-sufficient. Antiseptic. Prophylactic.
Antiseptic, prophylactic. Thank you, Bro. You want to, so these are his qualities. Saparyaga chukram asnaviram suddham papavidam. Saparyaga chukram avaranam akayam asnaviram suddham papavidam. So what are these qualities? Let us see. First of all, Krishna is not like us. Krishna is a spiritual body. How many bodies we have? Anybody?
A spiritual and material body.
Only two.
3 bodies, Prabhuji.
All
What
sense
are
and
those?
subtle.
Gross body, subtle body.
Gross body, subtle body, and
Spiritual body.
3 bodies. Thank you. So we have 3 bodies. Gross body is made up of earth, water, fire, air, ether. Subtle body, has mind, intelligence, and ego, false ego. And in that, we have spiritual body. Within that, our such a spiritual body is made up of Sachidananda, our spiritual body is made up of Sachidananda, eternity, knowledge, and truth. But how many bodies Krishna has?
Yes, the spirit.
Sachidananda.
Only one, that's it. Spiritual form only. He may expand into millions and millions. Advaita Machitamana Manantarupam. Is non-dual. Achyutam, infallible. Anantarupam, he has unlimited number of forms. Adyam, he is beginning, he has no beginning. Purana Purusham is the oldest. Purusham enjoyer. He is the oldest. He appears very young. He appears always 16. Teenager, Kaishvara. He appears like a teenager. He doesn't age out. Avayavanamcha. So Krishna's form is a transcendental. Krishna's form is a transcendental. Not material, spiritual. And what is another thing? Anga niyasya sakalendriya vrittimanti pasyanti panti kalayanti chiram jaganti ananda chinmaya sadujjvala vigrahasya govindamadi purusham tamam bhajami. What is the difference between Krishna's form and our form? Krishna is limbs. They can do any work they want to do. Our eyes only sees. Our eyes only see. Our eyes cannot eat. Our hands cannot see. But Krishna is not like that. Krishna's any limb can do any activity. Can anyone give example? Krishna's form is transcendental. Means Angani yasya sakala indriya vrittimante. Means Krishna, by seeing he can eat. By thinking he can go. Mere Krishna's, touch. Krishna can impregnate. Hare Krishna. Can somebody give more examples?
Krishna's breathing, he creates universes.
Krishna's body creates universes. Okay. I have one question. Can Vishnu Tattva create universes?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Can Lord Shiva's body create universes?
No, Prabhuji.
Thank you. Perfect. Shiva's body cannot create, but Vishnu's body can create. So Krishna's form is, let us come back, Krishna's form is a transcendental, means not dead material. Any form, any limb of Krishna can do any work. Now what is the next one? Krishna is omnipotent. Omnipotent means, omnipresent means he is everywhere. Omnipotent means is powerful. Is powerful. And is infallible, Actually, it's, all the qualities are given. Appears as Archavigraha, mercifully supplies to living entities object of desires, greatest of all. Prabhu read it now, just now. Self-sufficient, antiseptic, prophylactic. Now transcendental form. So this verse says, we should read the translation. Such a person must factually know that the greatest of all, the personality of Godhead, who is unembodied. What is unembodied? Krishna doesn't have, like in our soul is covered by the body. But Krishna's body and soul same. Omniscient. You know? So whatever happens, Krishna knows. Beyond reproach. Without veins. This is the point. Without veins. So his body doesn't have any veins and arteries and flow of blood. I have a question then. When Bhishma Devi is shooting arrows to Krishna, Krishna's body is bleeding. How is it possible then?
He's omnipotent, Prabhuji. He can do whatever he wants to please his devotee.
Okay. Anybody else? When Bhishma was shooting arrows, Krishna's body was bleeding. When Madai hit Nityananda Prabhu with pot, Nityananda Prabhu started bleeding. But they this Bhagavatam, so Isopanisad says they don't have veins. How to understand?
No veins like human beings?
Okay. Hare Krishna.
Shall not
With
material.
Maya,
Ah?
with Maya, he is doing Leela.
Maya is doing Leela, very nice.
He took human form.
Ah?
Because he took human form just for the Leela.
No. Because, okay, anybody else? Somebody said something.
Yes, Bhishma Pita was very
What is
strong
that?
devotee of Krishna. So he was not as potent as Krishna, but he was still very powerful.
Okay. Basically, somebody's telling.
Prabhuji, he does it because he wants us to relate to us and so that we can love him with devotion and we can understand that.
Okay. With Bhishma Dev, now Kshatriyas, they want to fight. So, of course, Bhagavatam says, Krishna can do anything, Kritavan kila karmani saharamani skesho atimartyani Bhagavan goda kapta manusha. So, Krishna, he appeared in a human-like form, So, basically, Kshatriyas, when they're fighting, they want to, when they are injuring the enemy, opposite party, they feel good. So Bhishmadev is fighting with the valor, he's fighting with the lot of, desire, because that's Bhishmadev. So in order to please Bhishma and to give an impression, he is one among us them. Of course, Bhishma knows Krishna is Supreme Personality of Godhead. So, and somebody said it's Leela. So Krishna, though without veins, he showed blood. That's it. But the same thing with Nityananda Prabhu, So, but Supreme Lord doesn't have veins, But for sure, his form is not material. That's what you should understand. Pure and uncontaminated. His form is very pure and very uncontaminated, So, his form, his body and the soul, same, unembodied, akayam, And we'll go and see that. And so, transcendental means nirguna. Nirguna doesn't mean there is no form. Nirguna means no material form, but there is a spiritual form. So God is not a formless. God has a form, spiritual form. But not at all similar to the form in the material world. What is that not similar to the material world? In the material world, there is, first of all, like our body is made up of panchabhutas. Earth, water, fire, air, ether. And within that there is mind, intelligence, ego, subtle body. Gross body, subtle body, in that soul. Soul has a form, spiritual body. So but Krishna is not like that. Krishna's soul and body same. Sachidananda Vigraha. Ishvara Parama Krishna Sachidananda Vigraha. And second thing, Krishna's body doesn't have any veins. Bhaktivinoda Thakur mentions in the spiritual world there is no hunger, no thirst, no lamentation, no illusion. So because that's spiritual body. Spiritual body means you don't see any blood flowing in that. Hare Krishna. No difference between the body and soul, body and mind. Everything is the Krishna's, for everything is Sachidananda only. Eternity, knowledge and bliss, spirit, soul, spiritual form. So because this, we get the bodies because of the material nature. We get the bodies because of the Maya, modes of material nature. And our body is based on our desires and our karma. But Krishna's body is not based on his karma. Karma doesn't act on Krishna. Name karmani limpanti. Name karma phala spruha. Arjuna, so I am beyond karma. I am beyond three modes. Krishna says in Gita. So, and Brahma Samhita says, Ishvara Parama Krishna Sachidananda Vigraha. His form is spiritual, Sachidananda Vigraha, eternity, knowledge and bliss. That is his spiritual form. And he is omnipotent. The next point. What is omnipotent? Krishna, he is everywhere. He is most powerful. His body can do anything. Any limb can do anything. I was telling before. By thinking he can go. When Gajendra was his feet, when crocodile caught Gajendra, when Gajendra called, Krishna, immediately Krishna rushed to the spot, in his Vishnu expansion. Just by thinking he can go there. Just by seeing he can eat. We offer food. We offer food to the Krishna, Bhoga. By seeing Krishna can eat. And by just touch, when Varahadev lifted the Mother Earth, when he lifted the Mother Earth, he kept the Mother Earth on his tusks. Because of the touch, she gave birth to Bhoma. Mahavishnu glanced on the material energy. By glance itself, he impregnated material energy, Mahatattva, with all the living entities. Hare Krishna. So Krishna does not have material hands and legs. Means what? Material hands and legs means that they die, there is a decay, and eventually the material hands, and there is a death to the material body. But Krishna doesn't have material hands and legs. Krishna's form is spiritual. Means what? By thinking he can go anywhere. So even though Krishna is in Goloka, when you offer food, Krishna can eat by seeing it. Hare Krishna. So, Archa Vigraha. Because Krishna is everywhere. Omnipresent, omnipotent, most powerful. Prabhupada says, if Krishna is everywhere, why Krishna cannot be in deity form? I mentioned this in other classes. It is for your benefit. I'll mention about Archa Vigraha, means deity form. Why should Krishna come as deity? Krishna comes as deity because Krishna said, hey, Krishna told all of us, you become my devotee. You offer me, you worship me, you'll come back to me. Then you say, my Lord, I cannot see you. I am in a material body filled with veins, blood. But you are in spiritual form. I cannot see you. If I cannot see you, how will I relate to you? Krishna said, wow, that's a nice question. Then all right, I'll come in a form that you can relate. Everything comes from Krishna, including Panchabhutas, earth, water, fire, air, ether. So Krishna is telling, I'll come in a form that you can see and relate. So you make a deity with a marble. Marble means what? Earth. Manifestation of earth. But a genuine devotee like Prabhupada requests Krishna to come. My Lord, please come and stay in this form. So what is that? Krishna, because he said he wanted us to worship him and come back to, just to go back to Godhead. We need to worship Krishna. So he has come in a form tangible. He has come in a tangible form that we can see and relate. But doesn't mean every marble, there are so many marble day, what do you call, statues. Every marble statue is Krishna? No. Some great personality like Srila Prabhupada, he invites Krishna, my Lord, please come. He invites Krishna. When Krishna, personality like Prabhupada, invites Krishna, Krishna says, all right, I'll come. So when pure devotee authorizes Krishna, so pure devotee doesn't authorize, and pure devotee invites, Krishna authorizes that deity as non-different from himself. Everyone is listening? Many times I gave this example in other classes, but I have not given that here. You all have dollar bills. Dollar bill is a paper, right? But is there a difference between dollar bill and paper? Huh?
The value, Prabhu.
Value,
Dollar is
exactly.
authorized by the government.
Dollar is authorized by government. So because dollar is authorized by government, it has a value. $100 means you can buy goods worth $100. But another paper which is looking like dollar, you cannot use it. So every statue is not Krishna. But when Krishna authorizes, when authorized by pure devotee, requested by pure devotee, Krishna descends in his original form. But Archivakra is an expansion, only to accept services. So to accept service and purify us and liberate us, Krishna descends in the form of Archivakra. So Krishna, actually, in other sampradaya, Krishna's manifestations are 5. Para, Vyuha, Avatar, Archa, Antaryami. What are the 5? Para, Vyuha, Avatar, Archa, Antaryami. 5 things. So Para means Krishna is there in the spiritual world. at the same time. Vyuha, Krishna, through his expansions, Sankarshana Pratyumna under the Vasudeva, he runs the show in this material world. That is Vyuha. Avatar, once in a while he descends to this world. Krishna, Ram, Avatar means descending. Technically, Avatar means descending. Krishna also comes. So that is about Tvara, Vyuha and Avatar. The next one, all the three we cannot see actually. Okay, when Krishna comes, we would see those people who are there that time, fortunate, they would see. What is the next one? Archa Vigraha. I was telling in other classes, Krishna is in the spiritual world. Water is there in Ganga, is there in Golagurna, but can you see Ganga there? No. Vyuha, like Krishna's incarnation, like Sankarshan Pradyumna under the Vasudeva. That is like water in the clouds. Water is there in the clouds. Can you see that water? Huh? No. And avatar. Avatar means when Krishna descends once in a while, like in somewhere remote desert, it rains. Very rarely, but it rains. Somebody ask in the desert, when is the last time it rained? Maybe 100 years ago. Oh, really? Did anyone see that? Yeah, I heard my grandfather saw that, but he died. So these incarnations, they just come for a few years and then just go. Like a deep rainwater in the desert, rainwater in the deep desert. Very few people experience the joy of Krishna when Krishna comes here. The last one, what is the last one? Not last one, sorry. Fourth one, Archa Vigraha. Archa Vigraha, yeah. Archa Vigraha, we'll talk about it. Antaryami. Antaryami means the super soul in our heart. He is also very deep in our heart. Like supposing you dig a well in the desert, and in the desert the water comes 100 meters, maybe 200 meters. You throw the bucket and try to draw the water. The bucket is going down, but it's not touching the water. Likewise, it is not easy to access Paramatma also. But Krishna comes as a Archa Vigraha, deity. Is there right before us in the temple. It is like a lake water. Just go down the 2 steps. The water in the lake is available. You want to bring it, bring it. You want to drink it, you drink it. Haribol. Date is like a lake water in the walking. Archukra is like lake water in the lake. Very accessible. So Prabhupada says, if God is everywhere, why God is not there in the Archavigraha? God is not there in the deity form. He is there also. Then I'll ask this question. Let us see. Sometimes this, the foreigners, especially foreign rulers, when they invaded India, they would destroy the temples, and sometimes they would even destroy the deities actually. If Archavigraha is Krishna, how did Krishna allow that Supreme Personality of Godhead, omnipotent? How it happened? How will you answer? Somebody asked this question to you.
So when the Lord
Speak louder.
Hare Krishna. So when the Lord comes in the form of Archavigraha, he's basically giving himself to us for taking care of him. So the form is actually meant to accept the love, care, and affection of the devotees, and not in the form to actually be a protector of us. So he basically comes and is ready to give himself to us in that form, so that there is a specific purpose why that form he takes.
Amazing. Anyone wants? No, but did you answer what is it? How will you substantiate, the destruction of the deity? That is a question.
The purpose of the form is not to protect the deity or to protect others. The purpose is actually to have personal reciprocation of love with the devotees.
Okay. But then people say, whatever God is, if he cannot protect himself, then, I agree. Whatever you said is very nice. Anyone wants to add?
Yeah, because he makes them believe ye yathamam prapadyante. So if they want to believe in that way, he gives them the belief that he doesn't exist in the deity form.
But I believe he exists there.
So he reciprocates in the same way. Ye yathamam.
Okay. Very nice. Anybody wants to add anything else?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, when Lord comes in an Archa form, that time he is completely dependent on his devotees for taking care, his protection. Like Madhavendra Puri, Gopalji asked him to dig out and take him out.
That's what he said. How do you substantiate the vandalism of the temples and deities?
Maybe because Prabhuji, Krishna is indestructible. He wants to show that if you even destroy the Archa Vigraha, that doesn't mean that I don't exist. I just exist for my devotees.
Anyone wants to add anything?
Prabhuji, what you previously explained, Prabhuji, I think sometime back, is if the standards of deity worship are not maintained, then Krishna decides to leave, Prabhuji, and that's when some of these things happen.
That's it. Thank you. That's the one line. Actually, right. Krishna descends to give mercy to his devotee with a singular objective of accepting service and purify them and liberate them. Krishna descends. Yes. So, but in places where it is totally neglected for various reasons, then Krishna decides to leave. Then that type of it is facilitated through that type of invasions and all. So Krishna says this: look, I'm coming in a visible form. I have to obey the nature material laws. So I will not protect myself, and you have to. I gave the example that time also. Anandrasta Parmana Jayandrastam Govindam is everywhere. Parmana Govindamadi Prishnatam Bhajami. But is the singular object for Krishna's manifestation as deity is that Krishna comes to accept his service. But in exceptional circumstances, when devotee is in trouble, his pure devotee, Krishna also reacts to take care of the devotee. But for himself, he obeys the Archavigraha form. There are also exceptions in the history. You know that Sakshigopal deity. So my Lord, nobody else, only you. Krishna says, look, where in the history you've seen, he is asking Krishna to come. Krishna says, look, I have to obey the deity's laws, I have to obey the material laws. He said, my Lord, you're speaking. When you can speak, you can walk also. When you can talk, you can walk also. So likewise, exceptions are there, but the exception is based on the intense devotion of the devotee. That's it. But when even things like negligence, actually, honestly speaking, a deity worship is very, very important. Neglect, it's better we worship Krishna in the photo. And Prabhupada says, if you have genuine devotion, Krishna can accept your offering from a picture also. But when we purposefully invite Krishna with an object to serve, we have to take good care of him. So there should not be negligence. There should not be any negligence. That's why ISKCON temples are very famous for deity worship. They're not like what is that? Deities to make money, Then what happens? You'll have a reaction. One has to be exceptionally careful. He says, if you cannot maintain me, why did you invite me? So Archavigraha is one of the expansions of Krishna. Comes to accept the service from the devotees. So second thing is, is that one person, Eko Bhuvanam Yo Vidadhatika, he supplies the needs of all the living entities, in proportion to qualification and desire. What Krishna does, Krishna gives his mercy based on the qualification of the devotee, based on the desire of devotee. But we have so many desires, but we need to have qualification also. But Prabhupada also writes, Krishna, we have free will to desire. So Krishna does not intervene in our free will. Krishna does not intervene in our free will. Some people, I want to go to hell means all right. But I want to go back to God, all right, go. So Krishna's descent in the form of deity is his mercy. But one thing we should know, what is that? What is that? He is Upadrashta, Janamanta, Bharta, Bhakta, Maheshwara. He is overseer and permitter. He is a maintainer and supreme lord. He is also supreme judge. So we will continue this next week. I just these are very important actually. What is greatest of all? Self-sufficient and antiseptic. What is the Dasnaviram Siddha Papavidam? So we will discuss next week. If anyone has anything, otherwise we'll end it here actually. Vanchakalpatarabhishya kripa sindhubhyo vacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo. Anantakot Vaishnavandi ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. I'm ending now actually.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Hare
Thank
Krishna.
you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you.